So, how to use the machine XE10P joystick. Okay, first of all, that's the battery isolator. Turn on, battery on. Put it down, put it down. That's the throttle. Leave the rib high. Ignition on. That's the hour. 1.5, 12.4 volts. Okay, let's start. To turn off, ribs off, ignition off. Now, machine off. Make sure if you leave more than 1-2 days, turn off the battery isolator to save the battery. Alright, so now power on. Make sure when you turn off the machine, you have to turn off the throttle first and then battery second. When you turn off the machine, 1, 2, need to both turn off. Otherwise, if you only turn off the power, useless, the engine still on. Engine and the power separate. Okay, now the button. Green one. Green one, hydraulic fans. That's for cooling hydraulic. Only when you're using like a lot of hydraulic. When you're using the auger, when you're using the hammer, you turn it on. Otherwise, normally you don't need to turn on. When you normal digging, you don't have to, except very hot weather or hydraulic. When you're using the hydraulic hammer or auger. Okay, second, that's the lights. On and off. That's the lights. Make sure turn off when you don't use for the battery reason. Alright, these two working forward, both backward, turning, alright, working forward, working backward. And make sure when you're walking, you hold stable of your hand, not this way. Otherwise, the machine will shake. Make sure you're holding, working stable. Alright, that two-way, up and down. It controls the front blade, up and down. This, two ways, right? One way, two way. Controls the boom. Turn left or right. Controls the boom. This is the ram. Okay, when you need to adjust the track in and off, press the button. Make sure the other way down. Same foot pedal. 1, 2, controls the track in and out. That's the solenoid. To change this foot pedal, controls the swing or track in and out. That's the button switch. Same control foot pedal. Make sure better lift the machine off ground by turning the boom to the back. Push the ground, make sure, and the blade down, make sure the track off ground, then in and out. Alright. The other side, right side foot pedal, that is for the two ways hydraulic AUX. For example, when you connect the auger, doesn't really matter, left or right. Each way you connect, you can control the foot pedal. That's the 1, 2. Controls clockwise or anti-clockwise. So you just make sure clockwise drill. That's all. Because you can change the direction by the foot pedal. Just remember, if you don't use, turn the ignition off, remove. Otherwise, the battery is still on. You're running the meter. Okay. Hydraulic tank. Hydraulic level center when the bucket on the ground. That is the diesel level. Diesel level here. You can check the diesel, not petrol. Diesel tank. Air filter. That's the aiding area. This engine oil, yellow cap. Not the same, but in the front if you use a launcher now. Aiding diesel engine oil. Engine oil. Filters is the black cap. You can see here. Filter. Diesel mixture, engine, hydraulic oil. Just plenty much, this much. Grease them overly. Always grease. If you don't use the thumb, remove the 2 pin, remove it. And if you want to use, change the pin position, make sure the thumb in the lower position, and then the bucket grab, the thumb hold. Okay, when you want to change the bucket, when the first time, just undo half circle, make sure you got a 1 mil of the nuts, and then just undo this both 2 ways to loose it, loose and tight by this bolt. But always make sure here, like have 1 mil, don't have to be too tight. Then it's much easier. Grease the nipples open. Check the hydraulic oil in the middle, number 46 hydraulic oil. Engine oil 15W to 40. Diesel is the normal diesel.